Welcome to my Thai style pool villa. So I'm just walking through the neighborhood and I want to show you our neighborhood security. I don't actually have security, like a gated security, but I am over here at the police station, which is right next door to my house. So right over here, you can see the police station. Over there, you got kids playing all the time. It's a very safe area. It's pretty quiet. You hear cars whizzing by, bikes and things like that. You'll hear them training over here, doing the hoo-ha stuff and doing exercises and drills every once in a while. But it's pretty quiet. You can see right past this shrine over here. That house right there is ours. So we're here right next to the police station. Pretty safe. All the officers are really nice guys. Never had a problem with them. They've never had a problem with us or anybody over here. It's pretty laid back. I'm gonna walk into my favorite little neighborhood store. Right across the street over here is this Nagawari neighborhood. This whole area is actually a pretty good mix of expats and Thai nationals. So I think it's a really cool community. But here you have this store. This is a mini mart. This is my spot right here. Walk over here, take off my shoes. Not gonna lie, I did this before and almost fell. But yeah, I come in here, get a quick drink. They're normally stocked with basic drinks, snacks. Of course, they have the little squid chips, which I really despise, but they have some other good stuff too. I have like these little Thai Oreos and stuff like that. On the other side, I have more household stuff, toothpaste, toothbrushes, wash stuff, deodorants, just kind of your bare essentials. So we go to the big markets, but we also support local here. You got just your basic seasonings and things like that. You can get some rice. We definitely come here pretty often because it always seems like we're forgetting something or whatever, and these nice people are always ready to help us out. This is my friend here, store owner, Sawadee Kap. A very nice guy. They have a wonderful staff over here too, and these really nice ladies always cooking up some goodness. This is actually the place where on the day-to-day, if I don't make coffee at home, I typically will get coffee right here, and they'll give me a double shot espresso for about 40 to 45 baht, just a little bit more than $1. We're here at Mom's Kitchen, right around the corner from our little villa. Honestly, it took us a little while to come over here just because we weren't used to going to Thai spots, local Thai spots. It's a thing if you come here. When you're a Westerner, you might gravitate towards more Western places, even at the expense of going to something like McDonald's just because it's familiar. But over the course of some months, we started coming over here and we regretted not coming here immediately. The food is absolutely amazing, and they just started doing smoothies. So this has been our spot. We come over here and spend about probably $2-3 a day, and we get full, pretty healthy food, and we keep it pushing. Phenomenal people. This is the move. I got this watermelon lime smoothie. You guys better not say nothing about me getting the watermelon smoothie, even though there was like 20 different flavors and combinations. I got the watermelon smoothie because it's good. Let's head to the pad. It's just a really close walk. I keep saying really. I'm probably up to like 6 really's in this video. It's all right. Just come around the corner. You can see here there's this big old empty lot, and there's these like little RVs back here. I don't know why, but I want to buy one. All right, this is the pad. Before I continue the video, I just want to encourage you to like the video and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I'm trying my best to bring you the very best content. Thanks. Let's come on in. As soon as you walk in, you're in the dining area slash kitchenette. Let's check it out. You'll immediately notice that there's no interior stove, which is one of a couple drawbacks to this place. It's in great condition. They remodeled this place and put it back on the market. We think it's a pretty fair price and it looks really, really nice, but it doesn't have a stove. It was all inclusive. All the appliances were included. This microwave over here was included. The water heater was included. This convection oven was also included. We bought the knives, but the silverware and things, that stuff was included. And there was some plates, cups, bowls, things like that. The TV literally had a wrapper on it, the whole thing, and they didn't take time just putting it on there. That thing was brand new. Even the couch had just got here before we moved in. Let's transition to the living space. So it's not huge, but in Thailand, it's probably pretty large. It's good size for me and my wife because we like to host and we just like space. I'm not the biggest person in the world, but I'm a lot bigger than most people in Thailand, or most Thais. So I like a little space. I feel cramped in a smaller condo, and this is just what we thought was best. The couch was a huge selling point for us because it's big and it's comfy. See what I did there? And the cool thing is this thing pulls out, and you see how easily I did that? It's heavy too. That thing pulls out and we're set up for hangs and watching movies or whatever. Let's work our way around the corner. And immediately to our left is our laundry setup. Nothing crazy. It is standard to not have a dryer in Thai homes. So just pretty basic. The washing machine is pretty nice. It's a Beko brand. It works for us, never had any issues with it. We don't really put much over there. We might put some folded clothes over there, or when we're traveling, maybe put our bags here before we leave, and when we come back, organize things over here for extra space. But that's pretty much it here. Then we have this little 3-door setup over here. This door is our restroom, which would probably be the second drawback. It's a great size bathroom. I like the size. It's spacious, but it's not super nice like the rest of the house is, I think. And there's no bathtub. We really wanted like a jacuzzi tub, but that's hard to come by at this price. And with all these other things, it would be icing on the cake, but it's kind of hard to come by. If you don't know anything about this thing, this is a booty gun, and we don't use it. We're not accustomed to doing that, but it's here. That was funny. As soon as we got into this place, we were cracking up. It's just, we're not used to seeing stuff like that. Shower is pretty standard. Nice little rain shower. Actually, they were kind enough to accommodate us because I asked for one. There was an older setup that I didn't really like, and I asked if I can just install one myself, and I was gonna purchase it. And the manager was kind enough to ask the landlord if they can do that, and they came and installed it the very next day. They gave us a budget to look for the one that we wanted, and that's the one we chose, and they came and hooked it up. I feel like Thai people are extremely hospitable, and so that really, really worked out. Bathroom's pretty simple setup. Next, let's go into the office. Sometimes I jokingly call it my room because a lot of my stuff is in here, but it's kind of like an office setup. You'll see this is very, very basic. Come on in, come on in. This was set up to be a bedroom. There would be maybe a TV here or something like that. And there was a bed in here, but I asked for it to get removed. Right now I don't have much in here because we are contemplating actually moving, and I'm trying to stay minimal. So my normal pretty aggressive setup is not very aggressive, it's very minimal, and it's good enough for me to work. I teach music lessons online and I do some other online stuff. So I'll come in here, record my videos, take care of my clients, do that kind of stuff. My wife will come in here on occasion and do some things as well. And this is just another view. It is very spacious. And again, you might think, you know, looking at this, you guys don't need all this space, but I work well when I have space to do my thing. It's worked for us. So we went with something like this. And also, given the price point and the amenities and everything, there were no one bedroom pool villas in anywhere near this range. It made sense for us to just get the extra room. And so it just, you know, it just made sense. So we went with this one. This is a little closet. I'm not gonna open it. It just has clothes in it. It's not dirty, it's just clothes. And keep some accessories, camera equipment, things like that for just some of the stuff that I do as a hobby. And now for YouTube. Let's go into the master bedroom, but let's go in the cool way. We normally keep these closed, but I'm gonna open it up. This is our master bedroom. It is fairly large. It's a good size, I think, and it's clean, it's pristine, and I'm talking about the way they had everything set up. In a lot of big, nice homes here in Thailand, in Pattaya, which we have the most experience looking at homes, they can be maybe a little worn, maybe a little old, and so we're appreciative of the fact that this stuff was new and the place is pretty clean and it just looks nice, so we went with it. As we go back here is where we hang our clothes. That's actually our dryer. I can open it. We hang our clothes back here. And most of the time actually we'll pull this inside because it's like, it's wet outside, it's very humid, so we'll pull this inside. And back here, it's good space. Back here we have this little faucet. I just saw a little froggy go that way. We have this faucet here. We don't really use it very much. Maybe to clean something out real quick. And we have this gas stove setup, which at first we kind of hated, to be honest, but we feel like it's useful. We got used to it, you know, when in Rome. So we started cooking out here and doing our thing. We made some good food. I normally don't have this open all the time, but that looks kind of cool. Let's close this and go around the corner. Like I said before, here is the police station. Right over here. You probably can't really see much, but there's the police station. And let's go down the side of the home. It's a pretty good amount of space. We don't really do anything over here, but it's nice to have. So here's the pool. And if you're wondering about our water bill, we pay about $4 to $6 a month in water. We do pay obviously a little bit more to have the pool than the other units. Out of the 8 units in this neighborhood, only 2 of them have a pool, and we pay about $150 a month more. We felt like it was a luxury we wanted to have, at least for a little while. We've never had a pool, so we just thought it'd be nice to have, and it is. We don't get in it too much, but we'll put our feet in, come out here, think, get on my phone, read, and you know, it's weird having your own pool. We can come over here in the middle of the night, so it'll be hot in the house. We don't want to turn the AC. You want to put our feet in? Sure. Do you want to get all the way in? All right, cool. And we'll do that. For all of the curious people out there, I want to give a cost breakdown. What does it cost to live in a Thai pool villa, 2 bed, 1 bath, with a nice driveway, with a pool, fully furnished, with all the amenities included. Let's break it down piece by piece. First, let's go over the monthly rent, which includes staying in the place, of course. It includes pool maintenance and free Wi-Fi. We've also gotten a whole lot of little tweaks and things like that to the house, where I was talking about the shower install. They're very, very good about house maintenance. And so we had like a leaky faucet. We had a couple things going on. They'll come the very next day and do that, obviously for free. So our monthly rent cost is 25,000 baht, and I'll show it in USD as well. I personally think that that's a fair price. I feel like it's a good price. Now, if you were to go into Central Pattaya, you can get a place that's larger, more square footage, more rooms, but you won't have a private pool. You won't be in a more quiet, secluded area. You'll be in the hustle and bustle, which I think is cool too, but we wanted to be out here a little bit further. We're even south of the Jam Tien area, if you look it up on a map. And so you can get something that's bigger, but this was better for us. And so I think it's a fair price at 25,000 baht for rent alone. Now we'll go to the utilities, which we do have to pay. We pay about between $4 and $6 for our water bill, including the pool. So I find that that's pretty crazy, and I would watch videos on YouTube all the time about just the different expenses. I'm like, there's no way the water bill can be $3 or $8 in this big old house. Well, it is. Our water bill has never been over $6 since we've been here, and so that part is really cool. Now, let's get to the AC units. We have 3 AC units, one in the living room, one in our master room, and one in the office room as well. And we try to only run them when we're in the room. We don't just let them run for no reason. But because we don't like to be hot for no reason, we run the ACs. So we're not about to be hot and sweaty up in the house. And so we have these fans, which are kind of nice, but it's Thailand heat. It's real wet and muggy. And so we like to keep the air rolling and just make sure it just doesn't get hot. So we pay about $100 a month. And for some people that sounds crazy. We're paying way more than that in the States, you know, so our low average in the States was like 130 for a bigger place with central AC. These are separate aircon units, and so I don't feel like it's that bad. I would obviously like to pay less, but I feel like around $100 is not too bad because I stay comfortable, it looks nice, and whatever. The biggest upsides to living here for us is just the peace and quiet. Our neighbors are really, really cool. Most of the neighbors here are expats as well, although you do have some Thai wives that are living here. Everybody's super cool. We have Russians, Poles, Germans. We got all kinds of different people here. It's a really cool melting pot. And one of my favorite things to do is just walk around the corner to the local market or the little restaurant and have a bunch of conversations with the locals and conversations with the expats here. It's just that melting pot where English kind of sits in the middle of that because everybody speaks it at least a little bit. It's kind of a little bit more common than everybody trying to speak conversational Thai. And so I like being in this particular area. Everybody's, pretty laid back. Most of the people here are retirees. And so with where me and my wife are, just with what we were looking to get out of moving into this area, that works out. People are a little older, it's more laid back. If we wanted to go into an area with a hustle and bustle, we're a boat ride or, a 15, 20-minute walk away from being around a more youthful area. And so I'd say it's a pretty good upside based on the fact that our goal was to have a little bit more tranquility coming from downtown Los Angeles. Another thing is the safety factor. There's no security here per se. There's no gate to access this street, but there is security across the street and we're literally right next to the police station. We've never felt like we're in danger, aside from a couple times and being startled seeing 700 dogs just 100 meters away from the house. It's kind of weird. I don't think it's that scary. It's just kind of like, oh my goodness, but it's not necessarily dangerous. I've walked around here had some funny encounters with the dogs and stuff like that. But like, as far as people, I don't feel unsafe because of vehicles. I don't feel unsafe because of crime. There's been no reported crime, nothing I've heard. So we feel pretty safe. And so that's a big upside to me. There's no issues here whatsoever. I think the downsides would have to be just a couple things I don't like. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So I don't really like the bathroom. It's not really my favorite, but it's livable. And we also underestimated just the distance. So anytime we want to go somewhere, because we don't own a motorbike or a truck or car or anything like that yet, we have to get a Bolt ride or a Grab ride. That's like Uber or Lyft if you're used to those. And it starts to add up. So every time we want to go to the big store, or I want to go to the big gym, or we want to go to just a different location, we have to pay somebody to do that. And we started noticing in our budget assessment that we're spending a whole lot of money on transportation simply because we don't live in a more central location. And so that is a drawback. Obviously, we've lived with it, and I do think that the pros far outweigh the cons. I do think just the peace and tranquility that we have by being in this area, being safe, being able to get in the pool whenever we want, and it be a private situation, I think that far outweighs some other conveniences. And so I don't think that it's a loss, it's just kind of inconvenient. As far as how we got into the place, I did some research on Facebook and I think a couple websites, and I ended up going to a place, got in a Bolt ride, driving or riding 30 minutes to a place, and the agent never showed up. I was sitting there on my phone, doodling around, got in contact with someone, somebody called someone, that person called someone, and next thing you know, a phenomenal agent named Lynn came and met with us, and you know, the rest was history. So we ended up hiring her, and she showed us probably 24 places, and this was the one. Like I said before, as soon as my wife saw it, she fell in love with it, and I was just happy that she was happy. I was trying to get my cake and eat it too, but once we moved in and got settled, we were pretty happy, and I was happy too. But the way it works with working with agents, or really just moving in anywhere, whether you have an agent or not, is all they want is the first month's rent, the last month's rent, and a security deposit that equals just the cost of your rent. And so it was 75,000 baht to move in. That was everything. That's all that they needed. They don't have the same systems here, so it's not like they needed to do a credit check, or they needed bank statements, or any of the things that you might be used to in your home country. It took like maybe 5 minutes to do the contract stuff. And we did make a couple amendments and all that, but as far as coming up with the agreement, what it was going to be, that was very, very quick. And so I absolutely love that about Thailand. And you know, the manager was really nice, the landlord was really nice, came and signed the documentation, and we moved in. So we've been happy being here, but we're looking elsewhere, just some lifestyle shifts, and we have some different goals. And so you may or may not see us very soon in a different unit. The last thing I want to say is thank you to my supporters. Thank you for those that went on buymeacoffee.com and bought me a coffee. Just to explain that further, it's really like a channel and creator funding program. And so creators will use that money, of course, to buy coffee, and I will largely in part use that to buy coffee, but it also helps me as a creator. It helps me be able to carve out time to create videos, and I have super high hopes for this channel, and so I appreciate it. If you would go on there and support the channel by going on Buy Me a Coffee. I also have a PayPal. I'm going to be doing a Patreon as well, because eventually I would like to make this a mainstay, not just with my income, but with my lifestyle. And so just wanted to reiterate my gratitude to you all. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting. See you in the next one.